All right, here we are. Day 3 of the Radville BMX 30-day, 30 bike challenge. We're looking at the 1986 Haro Master in neon green. Love this bike. Just can't tell you how much I enjoy riding this. So we're gonna go through it piece by piece and talk about it a little bit here today. So this frame and fork, got this actually NOS, so that's code for new old stock, and depending upon where you are in the BMX spectrum, might mean that it was new old stock from a bike shop that was never sold to the public. That's how I got this, that's how it was told to me, but I'm not sure, because a lot of people do a really good job of powdering and get something and then call it new old stock, and that just means it's restored. But the paint is correct on here with the chrome tips, and you can see those lines, and the paint you know, doesn't look like recent powder. So I really do think it's new old stock, but of course I'm hopeful and wishful, right? We'll get into that debate another day. This is all about the Haro Master today. So let's run through the components here. So we got a 3-piece crank, a Moxie, completely racing with 40 teeth. So this is actually repop, new school, kind of just not correct for this bike, but really wanted to get the 3-piece crank on there. And as you know, once you got a 3-piece crank on there, didn't really want to change that out, but do have a Haro Master or lineage crankset 175. Seen some of the originals out there, but just really haven't come to change this yet. For cruising, just can't beat it. Good gear ratio. It's about 40-16, 40-17 probably. Okay. On the wheels, we got 5-star Skyway mags. These are definitely repop and new, and not afraid to admit it, because just really wanted the nice bright white, and that's what these bring to the party here. So forget all that yellowing and you know, peroxide bass on the old school ones. Not on this, right? Not the condition the frame and fork are in. It just wouldn't match. Went with the blue Pan Erasers, 20 by 175s. These are great. Got the green dice valve covers on there. Okay, MKS pedal graphites, 9/16 on the pedal side, so those are correct. MX seat clamp hinge, also correct. Fluted seat post laid back, correct. Not really sure if that's 100% Haro or what that is, but it's definitely correct. Fluted laid back seat post. And a Dominator seat, definitely from, if not the old school, many a good years of riding. You can see it's been you know, been through some grinds and some parking lot rides, right? So up front, we got the Diacomp 880 brakes, freestyle setup, using the POTS mod, both new cables in the front and rear. 128 levers in the front, and MX levers in the back with AME grips and donuts, right? Got the fork standers, regular headset, nothing particular fancy about that, a Tioga headset with the Haro stem, and you can see the POTS mod there in green. Got a few love marks on it, so I think it's definitely old school, but can't guarantee it, right? So again, back to my thoughts on the you know, way you classify these, because we're going to talk a lot about that in the series here. But to me, new old stock, you know, a lot of people get great scores in a bike shop that they had leftover inventory that they never sold, right? So to me, that's what it means. But my theory is this, right? Unless I actually went down to the factory and got it myself, I can never be sure. You know, I can take somebody's word for it and hope they're being straight up and honest with me. You know, I never want to represent something that isn't the case, and I hope that people do the same, you know, with me. But at the same time, I think people either don't know, right? Or the terms just get mixed up, right? Somebody got it, the term NOS was used, and they just pass it off to you as NOS. But I usually peel it back and ask the story, and that's how I actually found out that this came from a bike shop, and I kind of remember the location and stuff. So there you go, get some, boy. All right, cool. So anyway, going back to the bars, these are definitely old school. I think they are original, just kind of looking at the love marks on them. They look like a pretty decent set that wasn't rode too hard through the decades, but you know, could also have been repop, and you know, got some scratches on it pretty early on. Like I said, can't really tell, but it's done correct. Decals match, and just can't say enough about this bike. Love it. And so anyway, so I like to go for good rides on this bike. This is easily a great ride around town. You get a lot of looks, easily 20 miles. I'll usually put a little pad on that seat, not gonna lie to you. That could be a little rough on a 20-30 miler, but took it off for today's video, so guilty. Anyway, so this one has been through some interesting times. So we went through some pretty shady action riding through the city one day, and I gotta tell you, we'll talk about that another day, but it was a hairy scene, and it was not a good situation. And me and my master, luckily, super grateful, made it out okay. Just can't say enough about how great this bike is. And you know, when you're riding through the city and stuff's going down, there's nothing you want under you more than a Haro Master to get the heck out of Dodge, right? So great stuff. Hope you enjoy the ride. Again, this is the third bike of the Radville BMX 30-day 30 bike challenge. Thanks for watching. Take care. Later.